Wow, wow, wow. From transforming cars to transforming your budget, our financial expert is in the house to make sure that we get our money matters in order ahead of the festive season.
All right, we're back with our certified financial planner grant front sale. We're talking about budgets, understanding it, and also the importance thereof, so that you can have a great end of year without worrying too much. Grant, we touched on it a little bit earlier on, the stepping stone, the first step that you need to take in terms of budgeting. But let's talk about that. Let's unpack it a little bit more. I mean, it doesn't need to be complicated.
No.
It really doesn't need to be complicated. I mean, what does it really boil down to?
Yeah, so I think that there's two kinds of budgets, what we've experienced in the last 15 years of our existence. The first one is what we call an upside-down budget. So there's no prioritization. So it goes along the lines of, here's your expenses or here's your income for the month, here's your expenses, and those expenses, there's no real thought that's gone into it. And at the end of the day, you'll say, oh, you know what, I've got about $500 for the month, let me see where I can invest that money. There's no real priorities there whatsoever. When we go into a prioritized budget, it works a little bit more specific when it comes to your tailor-made needs. And there what we do is we look at your income. We then say, what is the first thing that should be on your budget? And when we look at life, there's two things that are going to happen. We're either going to die or we're going to retire, one of the two. If you land up passing away before you retire, at least the hard-earned money that you've saved for retirement will go to your loved ones. If you don't, you need to be able to have an income to retire on. So retirement planning is the first thing that we put on the budget. We then say, what are your other goals in life? What are you wanting to achieve in life? And how do we plan for those things going forward? So that will be the savings. Once we've done those two elements, then we say, what extra money can you put towards a house on a monthly basis? And that's because a lot of people don't want to pay other people's bonds off. Then we can start looking at your entertainment, your groceries, and all that sort of stuff. And right at the bottom of the list, and this is where we find most people make their mistake, is we say, after all of that, after your lifestyle that you're wanting to achieve, what can you now spend on a car? Because there's no point buying a car and overcapitalizing on that when it's a depreciating asset. So those are the two kind of budgets I would say are quite important to keep in mind.
All right, so there's a number of things I think that people then do wrong. I think it's all about then, in a nutshell, prioritizing first. Look at your life, and everyone's budget is different.
Yeah, totally. So everyone's budget will be totally different. What I plead to most people to do is, instead of just getting your bank statement and just saying, okay, these are my expenses for the month, just go and put them in order. And everyone is exactly like you said, is totally different. So you might have a different prioritized budget. But try and remember, every rand that you make in your life, you want to make it work for you and not against you. And that's what a budget's there to help you for.
I mean, I can understand it's a hard thing for anyone to circumnavigate a budget, because, I mean, you work hard, so you want to have that little bit of freedom to do nice things and to buy nice things, and you kind of forget about the important stuff along the way. All right, awesome. You see, this is exactly why you need to sit down with someone like Grant, a financial planner, just to help you out in terms of your budget. But we're going to be continuing this conversation in just a little bit.